The very air in the arena seems to crystallize, thick with a palpable, electric tension. Lights flicker and pulse erratically across the massive stage, casting long, dancing shadows that play across the faces of a captivated audience. Every fan is perched on the edge of their seat, a collective breath held in unison, instinctively knowing that they are not merely spectators but witnesses to a moment that will be etched into the annals of WWE history. This is the precipice of a seismic shift. High above the ring, the colossal LED screen feeds this anticipation with a hypnotic display of cryptic visuals. Dark, smoldering silhouettes move as if cloaked in living flame, intimidating faction logos glow with an otherworldly light, and a single, resonant word flashes with the rhythm of a prophecy: visionary. It is a promise, a warning, and a declaration all at once. Then, the silence is shattered. The unmistakable, pounding rhythm of Seth Rollins' theme music explodes through the speakers, a sonic wave that vibrates through the floor and commands every soul in the arena to attention. The architect of this unfolding drama, Rollins himself, strides onto the stage. His every step radiates a calculated, unwavering confidence, the aura of a man who believes he is the master of the coming storm. He is not alone. Flanking him are his twin pillars of brute force: Braun Breaker, a dynamo of raw, explosive power, and Bronson Reed, an immovable object of sheer mass and menace. Together, the trio is a formidable picture of dominance, a trinity of ideology and intimidation. Yet, for all their imposing presence, a perceptible void remains. The puzzle is powerful, but a crucial, final piece is missing, preventing the picture from achieving its terrifying, complete potential. As if in response to this unspoken thought, the arena is plunged into an abrupt and profound darkness. A thick, ominous smoke begins to billow from the entrance tunnel, swirling with a life of its own, swallowing the light and signaling an irreversible turn in the night's narrative. From within this manufactured abyss, a colossal silhouette begins to form, growing larger and more defined with each passing second. A wave of realization crashes over the crowd, transforming into a deafening, visceral eruption of cheers, gasps, and stunned disbelief. It is OBA FEMI, the NXT powerhouse, whose very name has become synonymous with dominance, has arrived. But this is no fleeting guest appearance or a one-night spectacle. This is a statement of permanence. This is the moment a cornerstone is laid, the final, crucial element slotting into place to forge a faction that now threatens to redefine the very hierarchy of Monday Night Raw. From NXT, ruler, to main roster revolution. To understand the magnitude of this moment, one must trace the path of the destroyer. Known outside the ring as Isaac Odugan, OBA FEMI stormed through NXT not just as a competitor, but as an unstoppable force of nature. His moniker, the Ruler, was not merely a clever nickname, it was an accurate title earned through sheer, unadulterated dominance. His in-ring style is a devastating symphony of power: suplexes that appear to defy the laws of physics, powerbombs that resonate with the finality of a judge's gavel, and a signature, fall from grace, that fans would chant for in anticipatory awe. His championship reigns were not just winning streaks, they were eras of unquestioned authority. By the time whispers of his main roster call-up began to circulate, they had morphed into a roaring demand. The audience wasn't asking if he would arrive, but when, where, and how his arrival would shatter the status quo. The art of the build, a masterclass in anticipation. WWE's creative machinery orchestrated this debut with masterful subtlety. It was a campaign of carefully placed breadcrumbs designed to lead the audience to this inevitable conclusion. Cryptic social media posts hinted at a new vision. Backstage sightings at Raw tapings, with OBA spotted in plain clothes but with WWE gear tellingly tucked under his arm, fueled the fire. Promotional packages featured shadowy figures that didn't quite match any current superstar. The wrestling media ecosystem, from analysts to insiders, diligently connected these dots, theorizing that Seth Rollins' faction required a new level of powerhouse to challenge the established order of Roman Reigns' bloodline or to counter the looming threat of a returning Brock Lesnar. This was not a surprise pulled from thin air, it was a meticulously planned narrative crescendo, making the moment feel both shocking and perfectly, satisfyingly inevitable. The vision completed. Ideology meets unstoppable force. Seth Rollins' faction has always operated on a potent formula: a visionary leader whose ideology is enforced by raw, physical enforcers. Rollins provides the gospel, while his allies provide the muscle. However, with Braun and Bronson, the faction possessed immense power but lacked a certain element of mystique and unpredictable, game-changing energy. OBA FEMI is the perfect solution. He is the wild card, the narrative catalyst, and the bridge between NXT's legacy and Raw's future. For Rollins, this recruitment is a strategic masterstroke that accomplishes three critical goals. 1. Amplified physical threat. It adds a layer of power that is both mythic and tangible. 2. Expanded narrative depth. It transforms the faction from a simple alliance into a more complex, long-term story of empire building. 3. A statement of intent. It signals that the vision is not a temporary coalition, but a permanent, evolving force designed to dominate for the long haul. A cinematic debut for the ages. The execution of OBA's debut was pure cinema. The night opened with Rollins delivering a searing promo, his voice echoing through an arena chanting, "Vision," in a fever pitch. Then, he paused. The lights dipped. A low, ominous rumble shook the very foundations of the stadium as the Titantron erupted with a rapid-fire montage of OBA's greatest NXT hits, his powerbombs, his roars, his triumphs. As the crowd fell into a breathless silence, OBA's theme music sliced through the tension. He emerged from the smoke not as a man, but as an event, a storm given physical form, his eyes locked with an intense focus on Rollins. When the two met in the ring and their hands clasped, the image was worth 1,000 promos, the vision was now complete. The camera, in a perfectly timed cut, revealed Roman Reigns backstage, his typically unreadable expression betraying a flicker of stark realization. The message was crystal clear. The game had changed. Rollins then framed the moment perfectly, presenting OBA not as a mere enforcer, but as the embodiment of the vision itself. And OBA, with a quiet, resonant authority that commanded attention, delivered the line that will echo for weeks: "I am not here to take. I am here to reshape." In that single sentence, he established himself not as a subordinate, but as an agent of change with his own agency and purpose. The ripple effect. Reshaping the WWE landscape. The arrival of such a colossal figure sends shockwaves through every level of WWE. For Roman Reigns, the tribal chief now faces his most credible and direct threat in years. The vision, supercharged by OBA, represents a rival empire forming in the shadow of his own. This is no longer just competition, it is a potential succession, forcing Reigns into a defensive posture for the first time in his historic reign. For the locker room. Backstage, the reaction is a mixture of excitement and anxiety. New talent means fresh storylines and marquee matchups, but it also means shifts in screen time and hierarchy. Producers are now tasked with the delicate balancing act of protecting OBA's aura while integrating him seamlessly into the fabric of the show. For the audience and storytelling, OBA's presence fundamentally alters in-ring psychology. In multi-man matches, he is a reset button, a tide turner capable of clearing the ring with a single move. In singles competition, he forces opponents to completely reinvent their strategy, elevating the drama of every match he enters. The road ahead. From debut to legend. Of course, a debut of this magnitude comes with inherent risks. Overexposure, poorly timed losses, or crowding the faction could quickly dilute his impact. The creative team's challenge is to practice careful calibration. They must give him dominant showcase matches while weaving in moments of vulnerability to humanize him. They must allow him to speak, to reveal his motivations, and to grow. A character this powerful only becomes a legend if the audience is allowed to connect with the person beneath the power. The road ahead is fraught with potential. Will OBA's first major feud be with a member of Reigns' bloodline? Will his loyalty to Rollins be tested by his own ambition? These are the questions that will fuel the narrative for months to come. His evolution must be paced like an epic, a story of not just conquest, but of legacy, doubt, and the weight of destiny. OBA FEMI's arrival is more than a new entrance, it is the dawn of a new era. The Vision now stands as WWE's most intriguing and dangerous faction, a perfect balance of ideology, brutality, and mythic presence. He isn't just the new muscle, he is the future of Raw, and his presence signals that the balance of power in professional wrestling has been irrevocably, and spectacularly, shifted. What do you think OBA FEMI's first major feud should be? How will the bloodline respond to this new, overwhelming threat? Share your predictions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the storytelling of WWE, make sure to like this article, subscribe for more analysis, and ring the bell so you never miss an update as this epic narrative continues to unfold.